Hello students, in this video I am going to continue chapter 4 from your book Flamingo, class 12 the rat trap. Okay, it is chapter 4. इस जो फर्स्ट पार्ट वीडियो हमने बनाया था उसमें हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था, जो एक्सप्लेनेशन हमने किया था उसमें हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था कि एक रैट ट्रैप सेलर है जो कि बहुत ही पुअर मैन है और उसके पास मतलब वो रैट ट्रैप्स बना के आयरन से बेचता है, आयरन मटेरियल से, बट इसके पास उसके पास इतने भी पैसे नहीं होते कि वो आयरन मटेरियल कहीं से ख़रीद सके। तो वो चूँकि स्टोरी ये स्वीडन की है तो और स्वीडन में आयरन बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब आयरन के माइंस बहुत ज़्यादा मिलते हैं, मतलब आयरन आप कह सकते हैं वहाँ का एक चीफ बिजनेस है। सो ये आयरन स्टोर्स में, बड़े बड़े आयरन स्टोर्स में जाके और जो इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स बनाने के बाद जो आयरन से पीसेस बच जाते हैं, जो उसके रिमेनिंग्स होते हैं, उनको बेगिंग करता है और फिर उससे वो रैट ट्रैप बनाता है। फिर उसको दिन भर सुबह से शाम तक यहाँ इधर उधर घूमता है, बेचता है, लेकिन फिर भी ये बिज़नेस उसके लिए प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं है। तो वो और भी दो छोटी छोटी चीज़ों पर डिपेंड करता है, जिसमें एक बेगिंग है और दूसरा छोटी छोटी चोरियाँ हैं, जिससे वो है एलोन, उसके साथ कोई नहीं है, उसकी फैमिली नहीं है, लेकिन खुद को भी जीवित रखने के लिए उसको बोथ दैट इज़ बॉडी एंड सोल टुगेदर की बॉडी एंड सोल टुगेदर उसको खुद को जिंदा रखने के लिए भी काफ़ी जद्दोजहद करनी पड़ती है। वो हमेशा रैक्स कपड़े पहनता है, मतलब काफ़ी वो कह सकते हैं कि वो काफ़ी ही बुरे कंडीशन में, बहुत ही बुरे कंडीशन में रहता है। उसका लाइफ काफ़ी मोनोटोनस है। बट वन डे ऑल ऑफ सडन जब वो ऐसे वॉकिंग कर रहा होता है तो उसके दिमाग में एक सोच आती है कि ये पूरा वर्ल्ड ही न सिर्फ रैट ट्रैप जो मैं रैट्स को ट्रैप करने के लिए बेचता हूँ, बल्कि पूरा का पूरा वर्ल्ड ही एक रैट ट्रैप है। और जैसे मैं इस रैट ट्रैप में बेट लगाता हूँ, इसमें मैं बेट के लिए चूहों को फंसाने के लिए इसमें चीज़ और पोर्क लगाता हूँ, जिससे चूहे खाने आते हैं और वो फंस जाते हैं इसमें। ठीक उसी तरह से इस संसार में जो जॉय एंड हैपनिंग्स हैं, रिचेज हैं, शेल्टर है, फूड है, लग्जरियस थिंग्स की नीड है, आप कह सकते हैं फिजिकल पोजीशन, मतलब भौतिक सुख सुविधाओं का जो लोग इकट्ठा करने में अपने आप को बिजी कर लेते हैं, तो उसको ये इस वर्ल्ड में बेट्स की तरह लगते हैं, जिसको जैसे ही लोग पकड़ने जाते हैं, रिच लोग, वो मतलब या फिर दूसरे लोग, उसके अलावा दूसरे भी लोग हैं जिनको जानता है अपने लाइफ में क्लोज बाई, वो जैसे ही इन रिचेज जॉय और फूड शेल्टर इन सब चीज़ों के पीछे भागते हैं या फिर लग्जरियस लाइफ के पीछे भागते हैं, वो तुरंत ही इस वर्ल्ड फॉर्म के जो बड़ा सा ट्रैप है उसमें ट्रैप हो जाते हैं। ऐसा वो इसलिए सोचता है क्योंकि बेसिकली जो उसके साथ लोगों का बिहेवियर बहुत ही बुरा रहता है, क्योंकि ये होमलेस वांडरर है, इसका अपना कोई घर भी नहीं है, सुबह से शाम तक ये रैट ट्रैप्स बेचता है, शाम होते ही ये कोई शेल्टर ढूंढता है और इसके लिए ये बहुत से हाउसेस के डोर्स को नॉक करता है। मैक्सिमम बहुत ही शोर फेसेस, मतलब एंग्री फेसेस ही डोर पर आते हैं और कहते हैं कि नहीं, तुम्हारे लिए यहाँ पे कोई जगह नहीं है रुकने का। बट एक दिन अचानक से ऐसे डार्क इवनिंग है और वो एक ऐसे एक डोर नॉक करता है, लेकिन सरप्राइजिंगली ये पहली बार ऐसा है कि पहला डोर उसने नॉक किया और उसे अलाउ किया गया रुकने के लिए। वो एक क्राफ्टर था जो कि ओल्ड मैन था, और क्राफ्टर आप एक फार्मर को कह सकते हैं जो फार्मिंग करता है, और उसके साथ उसका उस फार्म पे उसका साथ उसके अटैच उसका घर भी रहता है, फार्म हाउस। तो क्राफ्टर है, ओल्ड मैन है, ये भी एलोन है, और ये भी हैप्पी है कि कुछ कोई उसको मिला जिससे वो बात कर सके और उसका भी लोनलीनेस दूर होगा। फिर उसने पॉरिज बनाया, एक तरह का ईटिंग मटेरियल होता है, ये फूड होता है। फिर उसने पॉरिज खाने के बाद टोबैको दोनों लोगों के लिए निकाला, फिर कट किया उसको और दोनों ने स्मोकिंग करी। फिर उसके बाद उन लोगों ने कार्ड गेम खेले, कार्ड्स जैसे मैजुलिस बोलते हैं उसको स्वीडिश लैंग्वेज में, तो मैजुलिस खेला। आगे बढ़ते हैं स्टोरी में पार्ट 2 में। द ओल्ड मैन वॉज जस्ट एज जनरस विथ हिज कॉन्फिडेंसेस विथ हिज पॉरिज एंड टोबैको। हियर ऑथर सेज the old man was just as generous. The old man was very generous, very gentle person. We have known about him that he accepted the rat trap seller very gleefully with his confidences. But he was very so gentle, so simple person that he never hesitated to open his confidences, means sacred things. As with his porridge and tobacco, he was very generous with his porridge and tobacco. Means while this rat trap seller came, this stranger came to his home, to the crafter, he served him porridge, he gave him tobacco also. So his generosity to these points, food and tobacco, that is good, but he was equally generous towards his confidences also. The guest was informed at once, that's why क्योंकि वो अपने जो सीक्रेट चीज़ें हैं उसको भी बताने में मतलब उसको कोई हिचकिचाहट नहीं हुई, इसलिए उसने गेस्ट को, जो मतलब ये स्ट्रेंजर को, जो जो ये रैट्रैप सेलर है, सो गेस्ट लिखा हुआ है, द गेस्ट वॉज इन्फॉर्म्ड एट वंस. So at once the crafter informed that guest that in his days of prosperity, that while he was prosperous, means he was not old, he was young and he used to earn, his host had been a crafter. He told that his host means his owner, his master would have been a crafter. He was also a crafter. His master was also a crafter. Now he was a crafter actually at Ramso Iron Works, and he told that he used to work at Ramso Iron Work. It is the iron work factory name, and had worked on the land. And he told that he worked in that company also, Ramso Iron Works, and he worked on his land also. Means he did the farming work also and work as well. Now that he was no longer able to do any labor, and now because he became old and he was not able to do any hard work, it was his cow which supported him. He said that my cow is my support. Means his cow was his now his cow is his earning medium. Yes, that bossy was extraordinary, but he accepts that that bossy means in those days I spent my life like a boss. That was a very good day. Those days were very good. He told, the crafter told, this old man told to this stranger, means vagabond, the rat trap seller, that those bossy days were extraordinary, wonderful. She could give milk. Now further he told that my cow gives milk for the creamery. Creamery is a kind of place where milk is provided and milk products are made. He said that for the creamery every day, means he said that I took milk from my cow and I gave that milk to the creamery. At last month he further told to this crafter, and last month he had received all the 30 kronor in payment. He told that in the last month I earned 30 kronor. It is the Swedish currency in the payment. So actually it is a confidential thing. आपको अपनी अर्निंग किसी को इतनी आसानी से किसी स्ट्रेंजर को बेसिकली नहीं बतानी चाहिए, लेकिन यहाँ पर क्रॉफ्टर ने बता दिया. दैट्स वाई कह रहा है कि जितना वो जनरस अपने बोरीज और टोबैको के साथ था, उतना ही जनरस अपने कॉन्फिडेंसेस के साथ भी था. कॉन्फिडेंसेस क्या है कि अपनी अर्निंग उसने बता दी कि 30 करोड़ कमाया, और एक पुअर मैन के लिए कोई भी अमाउंट बड़ा होता है. फिर देखिए आगे इंसिडेंट क्या होता है. द स्ट्रेंजर मस्ट हैव सीम्ड इनक्रेडुलस while the old crafter told that I have earned 30 kronor last month by selling milk. The stranger, means this rat trap seller, looked confused. Actually, incredulous means he thought, he didn't believe on the statement of the crafter कि इतना easily कोई 30 करोड़ कैसे केवल milk sell करके कमा सकता है. For the old man got up, and now the old man saw that on the face of this stranger there are confusion, there are mark that he is not believing him. That's why the old man got up and went to the window, and he went to the window, took out a leather pouch. From there he took out a leather pouch, a leather packet, which hung on the nail, which hung on a nail. You know that is skill actually, still ornament hota hai ye. So that pouch was hanging on a nail in the very window frame, and where from the window he got, in the window frame there was a nail, and in that nail the leather pouch was hanging, and picked out 3 wrinkled 10 kronor bills, and from there he from inside the pouch, leather pouch, he brought out 3 wrinkled, जैसे आप folded, जैसे आप किसी नोट को रखते हैं किसी पाउच वगैरह में तो वो रिंकल हो जाता है, वो फोल्ड हो जाता है. So he brought out 3 wrinkled 10 kronor bills. Bills means notes, currency. Then he held up before the eyes of his guest, and then he showed that those 3 10 kronor bills is means 30 kronor in total, in front of the eyes of the guest, means to the stranger, nodding knowingly. And now the old man, the crafter actually nodding, he noted, he accepted, nodding knowingly. Then he stuffed them back into the pouch. Why now this crafter was sure that now the guest has believed him that he earned 30 kronor by selling milk. Thereafter he again put that money back into the leather pouch and hang at the same place. सो यहाँ पर उस स्ट्रेंजर को ट्रस्ट दिलाने के लिए, उसके कन्फ्यूजन को देखे ओल्ड मैन ने पैसे इसको दिखा दिए. लेकिन आगे इंसिडेंट देखिए क्या होता है. द नेक्स्ट डे बोथ मैन गॉट अप इन गुड सीजन. मीन्स इन गुड सीजन मीन्स इन मॉर्निंग सेशन, वाइल द वेदर वॉज टू गुड, वेदर वॉज वेरी प्लीजेंट. द बोथ मैन मीन्स द ओल्ड मैन crafter and this stranger, the rat trap seller, both got up together with. The crafter was in hurry to milk his cow. The crafter was going to milk his cow because it was morning time, and the other man probably thought he should not stay in bed when the head of the house and had gotten up. And the other man, means the stranger, thought that when the head of the house has got up, it is not good for him to sleep in the bed now. Then left the cottage, and then he left the cottage at the same time. He also left the cottage at the same time. The crafter locked the door. The crafter locked the door and put the key into his pocket. I think that you will be understanding these very simple lines. The man with the rat traps said goodbye. The man bid goodbye to the old man, and he said thank you also. And thereupon each went his way, and thereupon each went to his way. The rat trap seller to sell his rat traps, and this old crafter, to milk his cow. But half an hour later, just half an hour, it is very interesting part of the story, students. But just after half an hour later, the rat trap peddler stood again before the door. Means the rat trap seller returned, and he came in front of the door of that crafter, that old man. But now the old man is absent. Actually, he is alone. He did not try to get in, and this time he's not knocking the door, and he didn't try to get inside the house. However, he only went up to the window. This rat trap seller only went simply to the window. He smashed a pane. He smashed the window panel, that is pane, maybe some glass or something, stuck in his hand, and then he hold into his hand and got hold of pouch, and means he entered into his hand from the broken portion of the window, and he got hold of the pouch with the 30 kroner, means leather pouch, in which the 30 kroner was kept. He took that money and thrust it into his own pocket, means the money was stolen by the rat trap seller. Then he hung the leather pouch very carefully, and then he hung that leather pouch very very carefully back in its place and went away. Means you can say that यहाँ पे ये थेफ्ट एक्टिविटी हो गई, ये दोनों ने एक साथ घर छोड़ा, लेकिन थोड़ी देर के बाद rat trap seller वापस रिटर्न आ गया, और उसने कुछ नहीं किया, दरवाज़ा इस बार नॉक नहीं किया, उसने विंडो पैनल को तोड़ा, अपना हाथ बढ़ाया, और उसने देख लिया था लेदर पाउच कहाँ पे है, उसने उसको आराम से उतारा, उसमें से पैसे निकाले, अपने जेब में डाला, फिर पाउच वहीं पे रख के और वो चला गया, मतलब उसने चोरी कर ली. As he walked along with the money in his pocket, now he has missed the rat trap seller, because he has stolen the money, and with money he was walking he was walking to keep in his pocket. He felt quite pleased with his smartness. He was very happy at his smartness, that how smartly he did this activity of theft. He realized, of course, that at first he dared not continue on the public highway, but at once he realized that it is not good for him to walk on the public highway, means on the main road, with the money in his pocket, because he had committed a theft activity, और अगर वो main road पे चलता तो वो पकड़ा जाता. तो उसने क्या किया? But must turn off the road. That's why he thought to turn off the road, means to change the road into the woods, and he thought that he should enter into the woods forest area. Means he thought that he should take the forest route, क्योंकि वो रेयर रूट है और वहाँ पे इसको कोई पकड़ेगा नहीं. During the first hours, this caused him no difficulty. He walked, so he changed his way and started walking into the woods. And during the first hours of walking, he had no difficulty. Later in the day, it became worse. Now, as the hours were passing, he was walking in the forest. It became worse for him. Situation became worse, for it was a big and confusing forest, because the forest was a big one, very confusing forest, which he had gotten into, and the forest in which he had entered gotten, that was a very big forest which could confuse anyone. Means आप कह सकते हैं कि forest में गुम हो गया actually, अभी रास्ता इसको नहीं मिल रहा था बाहर आने का. He tried to be sure. Now he wanted to be sure to walk in a definite direction, means with firm determination. He wanted to walk in a definite direction with a speculation कि इस direction में चलेंगे तो बाहर निकल जाएंगे. But the path twisted back. But whatever the path he took, that twisted back, means that returned actually, and forth so strangely. Means suppose that he was taking this path, but he is reaching at this place, and again the path turned and he reached the same place. That's why he almost lost in that forest. He walked and walked without coming to an end of the wood. He was walking and walking for hours, but there was no end of the forest, and finally he realized that he had only been walking around in the same part of the forest, and then he realized that he is only walking in the single part of the forest again and again, and twisting and turning the wedge. All at once he recalled his thoughts about the world and about the rat traps. all of a sudden the thought which came into his mind that this whole world is a rat trap recalled in his mind. Now his own turn had come, and he thought that it was his turn uh, got lost in this, got captured in this big rat trap. He had let himself be fooled by a bait and had been caught, and he is thinking that he himself befooled, and a bet was because of bet he became greedy and he was caught. What is the bet? The 30 kronor. The whole forest with its trunks, and the complete forest with its trunks means with its branches, with its trees, its thickets, means you can say shrubs and fallen logs, and the few woods have been dried out and fallen, means everything which was available in the forest closed in upon him like an impenetrable prison. He thought that everything is has closed just like a prison bars, which was very impenetrable, means it was not easy to penetrate, means cross and go to the other side, from which he could never escape. And he thought that from there he could never escape. Means स्टूडेंट्स इसको ये लगा कि जो फॉरेस्ट में ट्रीज हैं, जो झाड़ियाँ हैं जो काटे हैं, और जो घुसपेड़ सूखकर गिरे हुए थे, इन सबको, इस सभी चीज़ों को देख के इसको लगा कि ये सब चारों तरफ से, मतलब जो इस वर्ड फॉर्म का रैट ट्रैप है उसके ये चारों तरफ से मोल्डिंग्स हैं, मतलब ये आयरन बार्स हैं जिसके अंदर ये फंस गया और ये कभी उससे बाहर नहीं निकल पाएगा. तो ये खुद अपने आप को उस वर्ड के उसमें स्टक, मतलब आप कह सकते हैं रैट ट्रैप में खुद ही को ट्रैप पाया इस वर्ड फॉर्म के रैट ट्रैप में. नेक्स्ट इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो, इन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो ऑफ दिस चैप्टर. थैंक यू.